Namaste, friends. Welcome you all to the Shri Society for a beautiful series of talk rather, by Srimati Falguni ji.
श्रीमती नहीं
Okay. Mati is Sri, so Srimati.
हाँ ये सही है
Okay. So I can see few new people, so I want to give an introduction again. Dr. Falguni Jani is an integral psychotherapist practicing for 25 plus years. She is currently working as an advisor at yahalife.com in the area of mental health. She is chairperson of the World Union. Falguni ji has worked as a lecturer in the Department of Sociology, Social Work and MHRD at VSG University, Surat, and Oro University in the Department of Integral Education. Her approach is counseling. In counseling is based on the integral yoga psychology of Sri Aurobindo and practical guidance from the writings of the mother. She has conducted various talks on integral health. At Sri Aurobindo Center of Advanced Research, Falguni has designed the syllabus for online courses on science of living, integral psychology and integral health. Twice a year, she gives a talk on above topics at Sri Aurobindo Society for Namaha, the magazine which society publishes. New approaches in medicine and health, that is Namaha. And now we also will have series of her talks. So welcome Falguni ji.
Thank you Neelam ji. Thank you all of you. Good evening. Namaste.
Silent your mobile. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, you try.
हाँ perfect. Off कर दूँ. So I would like this series to be more interactive rather than me only giving talk. So in between I will be asking you questions while I am talking, and after my talking is over, whatever I have to present, I will invite questions from you. So first I will ask you in between wherever I feel that it's necessary, because see, our yoga is always based on a very practical basis of day-to-day life, day-to-day issues also, and also larger issues of what is the world, what is life, what is birth, why there is rebirth, why death. All those philosophical questions are also there, as well as how to lead a life on the path of integral yoga every day. So we will go by this topic, which I have termed as know yourself. And Sri Aurobindo's integral yoga has given us a very good roadmap of how to go. And the most wonderful thing that has attracted me towards this yoga is the understanding of consciousness. What is consciousness? How is it empowered? And what is the consciousness of the different planes and parts of our being? You all must have read quite a lot, and you all are familiar with the terms: physical consciousness, mental consciousness, vital consciousness, psychic consciousness. There are so many levels above the mind. There are two systems. One is the vertical system of consciousness, where from mind there is a level of higher mind, illumined mind, intuitive mind, overmind, and supermind. That's the vertical level that Sri Aurobindo has explained. The other is the concentric, the depth, the inner parts, where on the surface we have the mental, vital, and physical, then the inner mental, inner vital, inner physical, and then the deepest level you have the psychic consciousness. Now, the other layers that are submerged. Just for the sake of it, we say below and above. But in consciousness, there is nothing below and above, but that which are submerged is the subconscious level and the inconscient level. Now, the thing is that we inhabit all these levels of consciousness, and the others that we are not aware of, we can potentially become aware of these planes and parts, the higher parts, the deeper parts. But then, do we know ourselves completely? It is like, buying a very highly complicated car, like a Tesla or some, which we have been hearing that it does so much of the work. Also, this phone, and I mean, at least I have managed to use most of the features, but a generation before me would not be comfortable with this, and I'm still not comfortable with my new car. My sister tells me, do you know this button, do you know that button? And I said, no, not yet. Said, when are you going to learn? The thing is that I learn also, but since I don't use it, I forget it. Now, this analogy, keep in mind, is about ourselves also. There are so many levels and planes. So how do we press the button, so to say, of the deeper consciousness or the higher consciousness? So over here, it is not about, just thinking about them or pressing a button. If you are interested in going into the detail of a particular plane of consciousness, you have to become aware of it. After becoming aware of it, you have to concentrate on it. And there is a series of exercises that you do to understand it. So let me ask my first question. It's not compulsory for everyone to answer, but if you participate, we will all enjoy a little more. So you all have come here for the topic, know yourself. So can I ask you, what do you expect from it? What aspect of yourself do you want to know? Or what is your question today in know yourself? What do you want to know about? Yes, sir.
What I want to know is what is not obvious to me at this picture.
Correct. All right. Thank you. Yes, you can.
I was expecting to get to know some techniques of better knowing my deeper self.
Right. Perfect.
I want to know.
Yes.
I know the physical part of the things.
Yes.
Inner thought. What is there? How is working?
Yes.
There must be something higher.
Correct.
That must be myself.
Right. 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 Perfect. Perfect. Anyone else?
Maybe I want to know my true self, what is inside,
Superb. Yes, Didi?
Especially,
Yeah, what do you want to know about yourself? Yes.
Many people are cheating in my family. How to overcome this? Manage.
Cheating.
What did you say?
Yes, I'm losing many times, many things.
Oh,
Commercial.
okay, commercial. Okay. Okay.
That's the know yourself.
Yeah, by knowing yourself, you see, this is the magic of our spiritual systems. When you know yourself, you can know the others. How that will learn. Yes, why do you want to know yourself?
Who am I?
Best. Yeah, exactly. Anyone else? Can you please, if you all participate, tell me the one?
Yeah, like someone said, what is behind?
Behind. Okay. Okay.
Spirit.
Yes.
What purpose of life?
Correct. All this is combined. Dada?
What I am conscious of.
All right. You want to know about that. Okay. Neha?
To connect my true self.
Yes. So the three questions are one and the same. True self, connect with my true self, and who am I? You see, our life, our body, our personality is like a great banyan tree. And if a person goes for the first time to see, the person would want to know, wow, what are the big branches? How are they formed? What are the leaves? What are the flowers? What are the fruits? And the last question somebody would say, can I see the seed from which this flower this tree has blossomed and become so big? So through these talks, we are going to go to the core. And we start with what is obvious, what is familiar, and what is known to us. Right? So body, I'm not asking any questions because we all know our body. I mean, not the consciousness, but we know the form of the body. The body consciousness is an entirely different thing that we are still unable to understand completely. The consciousness of the body separately. We understand the body how? By looking at it, by feeling its pain, its energy, everything. And we are aware of the temperature of the body. We are aware when the body is hungry, when it is tired, when it is sleepy. Sorry?
Emotional.
Yeah, body is emotional. Yeah. So now I begin with the basic. A mother has asked some very interesting questions to people, that what does it mean to know oneself? So all your answers are correct, but I'm taking from what the mother has said. So mother says, to know oneself means to be conscious of one's inner truth, conscious of the different parts of one's being and their respective functions. I can stop at each line and talk 5 minutes more about it. But I'll just finish the paragraph. You must know why you do this, why you do that. You must know your thoughts, know your feelings, all your activities, all your movements, of what you are capable, etc. And to know oneself is not enough. This knowledge must bring a conscious control. To know oneself perfectly is to control oneself perfectly. Now, here the key is, we know the car, but we have to know the driver. This is an instrument. We will learn, we have to learn about its separate features. Like we should learn about how the mind functions, how the vital functions. Do we know? Do we know about how our mind works, how our heart works, our sensations, our feelings? How many of us are aware of the thoughts? Are you aware what you are thinking?
Not always.
Sometimes, but you are. Sometimes.
Yeah, consciousness in that, or when we put our mind, like what thoughts are coming then.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have to answer to some questions outside.
Yeah, so the first thing that we can become aware gradually is to become aware of our thoughts. What are we thinking? So mother has said that if I ask someone suddenly, why have you done that? Or what are you thinking of? The person says, oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking of. You see, 99.9% of our mental activity goes unconsciously. It just goes on, like our heartbeat involuntarily, it beats. But when we are afraid, we know our heartbeat. When we are anxious, we want to run away, we know. In extraordinary situation, we are aware of our heartbeats. But I think all of you are aware of your thoughts when you are having worries. You are aware of it, right? When you are worrying, but you are not aware of your thoughts if everything is normal and smooth. Okay. Another thing could be much more easier. Feelings, are they easy to recognize, be conscious? Feelings? How many of you can say that you are always aware of your feelings? Right? Okay. Does the feeling, okay, normally, what is the feeling early in the morning? Say, as you wake up, what is the feeling?
Fresh.
Fresh. Fresh is like energy level, but feel, what do you feel? Like feelings could be, joy, enthusiasm, calmness, okay, peace,
Gratitude.
gratitude. All right. Now, does it continue? Yes, happy. Yeah, you are happy to wake up. See, unless you are not happy to wake up and not enthusiastic to wake up, I'm sorry to say, I'm a counselor, you are having mild depression. You see, when you don't want to get out of the bed, you don't want to do anything, you want to avoid going to work or study or any duty, then you have to be aware that something is wrong. It's like, the temperature of the body when it is feverish, it goes beyond 99, like 100. Mild, but it's there. So when you don't feel like getting up in the morning or doing anything and you don't start your day with enthusiasm and happiness, then something has to be looked into, something is not right from the mental health and consciousness perspective. So feelings, they are good, you're peaceful, you are happy, you are full of gratitude. But as the day goes, the feeling goes up and down. What happens? It drops. What makes it drop? Duties, responsibilities, certain expectations. You get involved. Right. All right.
Same energy level will not be carried throughout the day.
Correct. But are you able to know that your feelings or mood have changed? You are conscious of that? Okay.
Action will come to know.
Yeah.
Our actions.
Yes. So as we learn to know ourselves, we are able to change and control the way we feel and think. So the main thing that we want to do by knowing ourselves is to be able to control our thoughts, is able to manage our feelings in the way that it does not, harm us or come into the way of our progress or our work, whatever we want to do. Because many times these ups and downs don't let us do our work perfectly. You don't do your work perfectly when you are worried. You don't do perfectly when you are anxious. And the reasons for being worried and anxious are so many. So, first thing when we start knowing ourselves is that we start becoming conscious. Now, how to become conscious? You have to sit with yourself and make a sankalpa, a will, early in the morning. Today, I will be conscious of all my thoughts, my feelings, my actions during the day. I will observe myself doing it. I will understand it. So, to know the thoughts, first, you have to give pause to yourself in between activities. You pause for, say, 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And what am I thinking? Where is the train of thoughts going? Should it go in that direction? Now, for majority of us, our thoughts, when we are unconscious, either go back into the past, thinking about things that we did or did not do, good or bad, or it's about the future. Now, both these mental activities are futile, useless, waste of time, waste of consciousness, waste of energy. Because whatever has gone behind, you cannot redo it, undo it, edit, delete, nothing. It's gone. And whatever, and see, because of what you perhaps did not do it well, you are more anxious about it happening it well in the future. So what is happening and how is the future built?
The past.
How is yes, present. You are building your future on the bricks of the present. So in the present, you are not even aware. In the present, you are not aware. And when you are not aware in the present, you are not in control. And when you are not in control, the GPS has gone. You don't listen to the GPS, I mean, see, to set the GPS is what I mean by making a conscious will in the morning. You set we do that. We type the address and we tell Google Maps to take us there. So the buddhi, the intellect, the aspirant in us will make a sankalp to be conscious. And that sankalpa will act as a GPS. It will remind you, reroute it, ting tong, it will come. If you go in the wrong direction, it will tell you. See, it's a very wonderful mechanism that the divine has given us. Once we give a suggestion to it, that I want to do this, it goes down into the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is so powerful that it will keep on reminding you until you do it. But you have to first feed that data every day in the morning. Sankalp karna padega. Ki I want to be conscious. So you have to then learn to be more attentive at each moment and be conscious of the present moment. This was the question asked to the mother herself. Which is the best moment in life? And she says the present moment. Because many of you have experienced or heard about it, that one is most powerful in the present moment. How is the present moment more powerful? Because you can decide what to do now. You can decide what to do now. Second, this is at the thought level, decision. You can also give yourself the permission to feel or experience what you want to in the now. We have never looked at it this way. Do I want to have this experience? For example, I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling anxious. If you ask yourself, do I want to feel like this? The moment you ask, the darkness, the thing goes on. It says, no, but I want to be peaceful. I want to be joyful. Then be. You see, so in the present moment, you have the power to choose your thoughts, to choose your feelings. And once both these choices have been made, then the action based on that will be perfect. If you are doing your office work, or you're cooking in the kitchen, or you're doing gardening or painting or cleaning or anything, you just see how marvelous the work goes on if you are in the present moment. If you are here and there, it will be slightly less perfect. It will be just like meditation in action. When you are in the present moment, it will be like meditation in action. It will be so nice, it will be so peaceful. So, first thing that we can tell ourselves is not to go in the past. You can tell your mind to be alert. Alert, when I go into the past, tell me, remind me, and it'll say, oh, you have gone wrong. When it starts imagining about the future, you see, imaginations about the future creates anxiety because you are imagining the outcome you want. And the outcome, we know so much. We almost have, by heart the shloka of Bhagavad Gita, that karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachan. We know that. Only action is in our hands. But that does not stop us from being anxious about the future and imagining about future, because it really does not translate itself into the change of our consciousness that it must be. The knowledge should become so imbibed in us that it results in the change of consciousness. And the change of consciousness is the main thing that will help us to grow. So, Mother says that you must be awake. Now, opening of the eyes is not being awake. Are we all awake here? That's a question. That's a philosophical question. Who is awake over here? Only the person, not any one of us who's totally conscious of the divine and conscious of the soul is awake. We are all talking, discussing, half sleep, half awake, half unconscious, like that. We are not if we all are fully conscious, I will not be talking, you will not be listening. We would just know each other. It will be as simple as a communication. No need to talk. So, first, Mother says, you must be awake. That means you must be constantly in a very attentive state of observation. You know how scientists do their experiments? How we have got these wonderful medicines and how these astrology and astronomy and so many sciences. The first step of any scientific experiment or any deep research is observation. Take it as a first step in becoming conscious. Observation. Observe yourself. Observe yourself talking. Listen to yourself talking. Maybe not at that time. Afterwards, reflect on what you talked. Reflect on what you thought. Reflect on what you felt. When you observe and then you sit, you can make corrections. We have to make corrections on a daily basis. See, such wonderful rituals were there in our spiritual practices of the ancient times was Pratah Kal Puja, early morning, then Sandhya, evening, right? 2 times at least was given to us to light a lamp or agarbatti and sit. Sit so that you can reflect upon what has happened. Now, those of us who are lucky even to have an afternoon nap, I would say one can do 3 times. Since morning to afternoon, you can observe and see what were your thoughts, what were your feelings, and how you can, were you aligned in the present during that time or not. Then again, you can observe in the afternoon. So actually, it is a great work to be done. And this is the most important practice in integral yoga, to become conscious. So to become conscious, observe. So Mother says there are people who sleep 12 hours a day and say the rest of the time I'm awake. There are people who sleep 20 hours a day and the rest of the time are but half awake. To be in this state of attentive observation, you must have, so to say, antenna everywhere, which are in constant contact with the true center of consciousness. You register everything, you organize everything, and in this way, you cannot be taken unawares. You cannot be deceived. Your question was that you are cheated because you are not aware. Awareness will bring you into control, and at that moment, you will know if somebody is, behaving in a wrong way or there is falsehood there. So we have to be very, very careful, very, very attentive. Organize, and in this way you cannot be taken unawares, you cannot be deceived, mistaken, and you cannot say anything other than what you wanted to say. There are so many things that we are governed by the subconscious and we say, and we do not want to say it because there is no control, there is no awareness. These are the habits sometimes. So to become conscious is the first step, to observe. So if you want to benefit most from the conditions and circumstances in which you find yourself, you must be fully awake. You must not be taken by surprise. You must not do things without knowing why. You must not say things without knowing why. You must be constantly awake. So, that is one thing that I wanted to share with you. Now, I will be reading a passage from Savitri, where Sri Aurobindo has written that all of us who are still at the level of the mind, what is our state of consciousness? So, in the chapter, The Secret Knowledge, Canto 4, Sri Aurobindo says, mind keeps the soul prisoner. We are slaves to our acts. We cannot free our gaze to reach wisdom's sun. Inheritor of the brief animal mind, man, still a child in nature's mighty hands, in the succession of the moments lives. To a changing present is his narrow right. His memory stares back at a phantom past. The future flees before him as he moves. He sees imagined garments, not a face. Armed with a limited precarious strength, he saves his fruits of work from adverse chance. A struggling ignorance is his wisdom's mate. Who is our friend mate? A struggling ignorance. He waits to see the consequence of his acts. He waits to weigh the certitude of his thoughts. He knows not what he shall achieve or when. He knows not whether at last he shall survive or end like the mastodon and the sloth and perish from the earth where he was king. Last few lines, and that is why the topic that we are taking is so important. He is ignorant of the meaning of his life. It's about man, human being. He is ignorant of the meaning of his life. He is ignorant of his high and splendid fate. See, our destiny is high and splendid. But where are we? So we have to come out of this ignorance gradually and become aware of what we are doing. Also, we must know that what is the ultimate goal. It's that other book of mine. So the ultimate goal is to know our true being. I'm again using the analogy of the car and the driver. We will understand the mind, the thoughts. We will understand about our feelings. We will understand about our body. But who runs this instrument? Who is powering this instrument?
Consciousness.
Which consciousness? The divine consciousness. Yes. So, where is the location of this divine consciousness? And how can we come into touch with this part of the divine consciousness within us? Because right now, as the situation is, the driver, the true driver, our true being, truly who we are, our soul, is sitting in the back seat, and at the driver's seat is the ego, the mind. And the driver is asleep. It's run by the nature, Prakriti. Prakriti is mind, vital, and body. Soul, psychic, is the true driver. We have not yet brought forward the driver. So the ego, the mind goes whatever where it wants to take us, and it takes us here and there, and then suddenly, we feel that, oh, we have not gone where we should be going, and then we pull ourselves back. So the whole attempt of this series is to first know the instruments, because it is through the instruments that we will be coming into contact with the inner divine. The instrument in us, in our whole so our thinking mind has to become calm, our thoughts have to be organized, and the three foundation of integral yoga that are given to us have to be practiced, which is aspiration. You aspire to know your true being. Then second is rejection. You reject all that comes divine. You see, Sri Aurobindo says there is a freedom given to creatures, people. Since God has created all that, God is the Lord and Master and all that, He doesn't force us to turn towards Him. Never compels us. You want to play in the Prakriti, you want to play in the nature, you want to have the play of the ego, you want to do whatever, you play in the garden as long as you want to. But when you're tired of the play, when you really want to know more about the world than just playing and this thing, come to me, I will lead you. So the aspiration and a prayer is a call. It's like establishing a relationship. Call that, yes, I want to know you. I want to come into contact with you. And just us among friends, human being, how do you get to know each other? You meet the person often. You have more conversation with the person. You go to their home, you invite them for food, or you get invited. See, then you know the person. Now, the same thing is about the divine. So all the spiritual practices, prayers, meditations, chanting, reading, are the means, the tools to establish a relationship with the divine. And when it is sufficiently intense and strong and sincere, divine knows that, yes, now this person is ready and I will help. The help is there, but the help becomes more. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tansthev bhajamyaham. You see, he says, I love all creatures, Krishna, Lord Krishna says, but the one who loves me is dear to me, and I...
Ye yatha mam prapadyante.
Huh.
How we call him, that way he answers.
Yes, yes. So, in order to know our true being, we have to have our intense effort and wait patiently, and then we will start getting some or the other indications. Because this life, the earthly life, is meant for inner progress, to find the divine. Why we keep on taking birth? Because we have not yet realized what we are meant to realize. But each birth gives us all the opportunities to know the divine. And whatever we have learned, whatever we have experienced, it stays with us when we leave the body, and we come with that knowledge within us. So many people very early in life turn towards God because that's the unfinished agenda. So the more we can do it while on earth, because as soon as the person leaves the body, there's a stop button. No more, nothing. Whatever you have experienced, like said, you're typed, it will be saved. Otherwise, light goes on, power cut. So we have to very sincerely and regularly start the search and go forward in this growth of inner consciousness. And the growth of consciousness occurs by becoming conscious. To become conscious, you have to start observing yourself. And to observe yourself, you have to sit with yourself more often. And at the end of the day, your morning start with peace, calm, gratitude. Whatever happens during the day, you observe, you take the moment to correct yourself, say, okay, this happened well, this didn't happen well. And I offer all that to the divine, I surrender. And see to it that you don't carry any of the negative feelings or memories to the next day. It is very, very essential, very, very essential, I repeat, to forget yourself, forgive yourself. Whatever mistakes done, we are all human beings. If we go on a guilt trip and we keep on brooding on why I did that, that's not going to help. So the best thing that you can do is to learn, be conscious of not repeating, and then you can forget. Next day, start a new page. I will do it better. So I will be taking up again, say 15 days, we keep this. Be next, I think, is 23rd or whatever. We'll check. Yeah. Okay, so
When we observe our thoughts,
Huh.
in that observation, the source also we need to figure out from where it is rising.
Yes.
What is triggering?
Yes. That I will be taking next time. But if you asked, let me say, there are so many parts in us which prompt us to have a certain kind of thought or a certain kind of feeling. There are submerged vital desires. There are submerged, expectations. There's so many things that is in there. And when you have a dissatisfaction, when you are having any frustration, you are disappointed, or say something positive. So the thoughts that come, the storage, the storehouse is the subconscious. And the subconscious has all these things buried inside it. And that subconscious, and also the environmental consciousness, the things that are around you. There are so many prompters. There's not only one source from where your thoughts come. There are so many different sources, different, notifications keep on pinging on your mind that make you say a certain thing, feel in a certain way. Many a times you may be quite all right, but suddenly you feel heavy in the heart. Could be the general atmosphere, the collective consciousness of people around you, maybe your family or your society, your city, or anything. And nowadays, we know the challenges that are going on in our country and in the world over. I mean, no section, no country is without conflict, either within itself or with the other country. So much is going on. So all that also affects us. But we need not think about all that. Let's focus, micro focus into ourselves. And the main tool is to come to the present moment as soon as possible.
One more question.
Yes.
Present is so fleeting,
Yes.
but it is connected with past and future both.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
one, how can we just
Not one go. It needs lots and lots of practice to remain constantly in the present moment.
so some learning is there from the past?
Yes. Yeah. So all you can do is to try to come into the present moment as frequently as possible during the day. And that you can do by sitting with yourself and observing your breath.
Still the fear will be there.
Fear of
Doing a mistake probably. Why fear?
why should you have fear? Ask yourself. Ask yourself, why am I having fear? Do I want to do something very perfectly? Number one. That's why I'm fearful. Or do I want to please somebody and I cannot please that party? That's why I'm fearful. Third, do I doubt my abilities? That is why I'm fearful. These are 3 questions. If you ask yourself, you will find the root of your fear. They only lie within these 3 questions. If you want a thing to go perfect the way you want to do it, and you may have fear because you are already focusing on the result before doing the work. मेरी केक अच्छी बनेगी कि नहीं? हाँ, पर मैंने बनानी शुरू नहीं की ना, तो अपने पे इतना डाउट क्यों इतना डाउट कर रहे? मुझे पता है, आई नो द रेसिपी, आई हैव डन इट मेनी टाइम्स. दिस इज एन एग्जाम. हाँ, कॉन्फिडेंट होना चाहिए. अपने आप में बिलीव करो, अपने आप को अफर्मेशंस दो. आई एम गुड, आई नो, आई कैन डू इट, एंड इफ आई डोंट, आई विल लर्न. व्हाई डू आई हैव फियर? आई विल लर्न. गलती करने से नहीं डरेंगे ना, तो डर कभी नहीं लगेगा. गलती करने से मत डरो. हम सब ट्रेनीज है, रोज गलती करते हैं. मैं यहाँ पे बैठी हुई हूँ, आपको लेक्चर दे रही हूँ. मैंने आज सुबह ही गलती की है. मुझे पता है. I was not conscious for a few seconds and I blurted out things that I did not mean. Happens. कहना आसान है यहाँ बैठ के. So I'm also undergoing that practice every day.
Then you come sit with yourself.
Yes.
Mind doesn't stop.
Yeah, of course it will not.
So then you can never be in this.
You can try. It's
And it is that because mind is doing its own work.
yes, but because you see, yes, Neelam ji, बोलिए.
No, that's what I think. You have to take charge of it.
हाँ.
Is that possible to take control?
Absolutely possible. Absolutely possible. The thing is that these things take years. I do not want to name a particular year because it will go into your head that okay 10 साल लगेंगे 5 साल. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. श्री अरविंदो को 3 दिन में कंट्रोल आ गया था. But वो श्री अरविंदो, we cannot. But हमको ना हमको परसेंटेज वाइज गेन मिलेगा. आप 15 दिन करोगे, 1 महीना करोगे, आपको 1% तो गेन मिलेगा. For a considerable change, as a counselor, I can say 3 months of sincere practice is needed to observe some change.
Consistency and sincerity.
Yeah.
Consistency and sincerity. Consistency और regularity. 1. रोज बैठना पड़ेगा ना आपको. See, हम क्या होते हैं, फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाते हैं. We feel, oh my God, my mind is not coming. I'm not bothering about it. कब तक ट्राई करेंगे? It's like a monkey, it will not sit still.
That's my question.
Patience.
Then it becomes like
Infinite patience. मदर ने बहुत सुंदर लिखा एक जगह पे, which I'm trying to practice. Sometimes I can, but she says, work every moment as if the eternity lies before you. किसी चीज की जल्दी क्या है? क्योंकि कभी कोई काम खत्म नहीं होने वाला है. Work is going to be endless. Endless work, endless desires, endless occupations. But if you want to catch eternity, if you want to enter into the realm of eternity, the present moment is the portal. That is the portal. That will open to you towards eternity. And that comes only by change of consciousness. So, mental consciousness में से हमको एक दूसरी consciousness में जाने की कोशिश करनी है. We have to train ourselves to go above and behind the mental consciousness. Because the mental consciousness that binds us. So there are tools. Mantra is a tool. Breath, conscious breathing is the most effective tool to observe or control thoughts. You start observing your breath and you just see that you will not be thinking then. You try. Yes?
Either I'm from
You give mic to insurance.
No, I can hear her, but fine.
No, but
Yeah, others.
when I'm focusing on my breath, I'm counting it sometimes, or sometimes I'm thinking that the breath is going slow, it is fast. My mind is giving me instructions about my breath. I don't feel it.
Yeah. So what you do is to only and only do slow in and slow out. Slowly breathe. like, don't count. You just, in your mind, you said, you start by humming. Start by humming. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. When you speak, when you hear, when you are doing breathing, no thoughts will come. Even if they do, they will go away if you don't entertain them. They are like certain unwanted guests. You don't serve them anything, they'll go. But if you entertain the thoughts, if you indulge in thoughts, they will not go. Don't indulge in them. Come back again to that. Come back again to your breathing. Even if your mind, see, the mind, the habit of the mind have to be changed. It's the habit of the mind. And the mind that has these habits of this thing is the different levels of mind I was going to take, but I go by a very spontaneous flow. So I'll take up next time whatever I need to read from Mother Sri Aurobindo. We have a vital mind. We have a physical mind. You see? So these are the different levels of the mind. There's a mind proper. Sri Aurobindo says that human beings have still not come into the consciousness of mind proper, which means we are not yet fully mental beings. Because what governs our mind? Mind ko kya hai? Humne servant bana diya hai. Mind is like, the word file or the Excel file. वो हमारा data organize करता है. And what does this our mind organize? It organizes the needs of the body and the vital. And of course, certain ideas also. So we are thinking about, I'm not speaking about everybody. What will I cook today? What will I buy today? What clothes I will wear or what. So see, as you go about the content of your thoughts and mind, you will know where does the majority of your thoughts come from. If you have children, you'll be thinking about their school, their exams and all that. If you are in a marketing job, you will thinking about your target and your colleagues. See, at home, the thoughts will center around the house. Workplace, it will center around the workplace and your colleagues and your boss and all that. When is the time, a quality time? Not only quality, we also need real time, 10, 15 minutes minimum to be with ourselves and to organize ourselves. So, control of thoughts, aware of thoughts, where the thoughts come from, and also weeding out the negative thoughts. It's gardening. Understanding the mind and thoughts is like gardening. All these exercises Mother has written in the volumes. She has said that nurture those thoughts which aligns with your aspiration. So at least now we can start having a very clear and sincere aspiration to know our true being. The whole exercise of today's talk and all that, let us come to this conclusion that we all want to know our true self, the true driver, the true divine part in us, which has all the knowledge, all the power. The purest of the knowledge comes from the divine within. The purest of the love comes from the divine presence in us. The true courage comes from there. And you will find everything peaceful, calm, beautiful, joyous when you are in contact with that inner sun, that inner light. Mother says that that presence of the psychic being in us is full of love, light, delight, and freedom. Now, this is one thing which we all want. True freedom, mukti.
From ignorance.
From ignorance. from ego, from everything. So living in this body, living with whatever the apparent limitations, you will not feel limited, and you will never have any fear, because then you will know and have faith and experience that the divine is guiding your life. So surrender brings that. It brings that. So when is the surrender complete and total? When you're not worried about yourself. When your child is, holding your hand and crossing the road, the child is not worried about the traffic. So maybe we are not holding the hand so tightly and regularly as we must, and that is why we are feeling all these feelings. So I will end my talk with a prayer. Before that, if anyone wants to say anything or ask, we will do that. Or with this prayer, we will not say anything, because I would want you all to just ponder on the words of the Mother. This prayer is dated March 1st, 1914. It is in one's own self that all the obstacles lie. It is in one's own self that all the difficulties are found. It is in one's own self that there is all the darkness and ignorance. Were we to travel throughout the earth, were we to go and bury ourselves in some solitude, break with all our habits, lead the most ascetic life, yet if some bond of illusion held back our consciousness far from thy absolute consciousness, if some egoistic attachment cuts us off from the integral communion with thy divine love, we would be no nearer thee despite all outer circumstances. Can any circumstances be considered more or less favorable? I doubt it. It is the idea we have about them which enables us to profit much or little by the lessons they give us. O Lord, I implore thee, grant that I may be perfectly conscious and master of all that constitutes this personality, so that I may be delivered from myself, and thou alone mayest live and act through these multiple elements. To live in love, by love, for love, indissolubly united to thy highest manifestation. Always more light, more beauty, more truth.